So I wanted to do a quick video. I think it's quick. I keep saying that. It's unrealistic. I wanted to do a video that takes a couple of the basic uh, MIDI editing functions and expands upon them. So I have drawn in, this has all been done through drawing, doesn't even matter. They're notes. Alright, I do have a click. I'm just going to go into the edit window, the MIDI editor, I should say, and I have my kick and my snare. And I'm going to go, before I do that, it's one measure long. And for the sake of the video, I'm going to leave it as one measure long. But I want to have 4 measures because I want to change up the hi-hat pattern. So I've highlighted with the grabber, not with the selector. I've highlighted the entire clip, and I'm hitting Command D, or going to Edit and duplicating. And what you see is that your clip duplicates itself and butts up against the previous. So these are perfectly in time. So these are, it's kind of like looping, but they're distinct clips. All right, so now when I double click in and bring up the MIDI editor, what I see is 4 measures of this drum beat. Here's the hi-hat I'm going to draw in. And to begin with, I'm going to draw in an 8th note pattern. 8 of them. Let's make them louder. All right, and remember our grid is set to 16th notes. If I made it 30 seconds, we're going to see more lines. And that's important because when I'm going to demonstrate, we're going to need to know that. So if I fill these 2 in here, then what I have is I have one beat that's playing, or during which all 4 16th notes are being played. All right, so it's a little bit of math. There's 4 16th notes per beat. So playing every other one is playing 8th notes. Playing all 3 of them is playing, all 4 of them is playing 16th notes. So let's listen to that. All right. For the sake of this, to do it quickly, no, let's not do that. So now I'm going to do the same pattern, but using a different technique. So how am I going to do that? All right, so I'm going to click and hold on the pencil tool. Remember, these are the same tools that are on the edit window, but these are specific to the MIDI editor. I'm going to click and hold on the pencil, and I'm going to choose the line tool. So the freehand tool just allows you to put, notes in different places. The line tool, click and hold, draws notes in the value of the grid. So now, because it's a 16th note grid, this section is just going to sound pretty much like this one. Okay. Because it's 16th, it drew 16ths. But I want to go back after this 16th note pattern of a beat. I want to go back to 8th note pattern for 3 beats. So I just changed my grid value, so I see fewer cells, essentially. I can still see individual beats. And I'm going to, for 2 beats, or 3 beats, so per beat, 2 8th notes. These 2 8th notes I'm leaving blank. Bring up those velocities to match the other ones. Okay, these notes sound exactly like these notes. They're just drawn wider or appear to be wider because, pause. Hello? This is he. Hi there. Uh-huh. Could you mail it to me, please? That's correct. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Bye-bye. You know what? I'm going to leave the phone call from my doctor. All right. So, what was my point here? We just drew in these note values. They look longer, but because of the shortness of the sound, they're the same exact thing. If I were to change this back to 16th notes now, this note is taking up 2 spaces. If anything, that's kind of a pain to me just because, well, what if I want to move this half, whatever. But it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. What I want to demonstrate is how this pencil tool, the draw tool, the line tool, allows you to then draw again in the value of the grid. So if you make the grid a more finite value, now you're going to hear 30-second notes. So we're going to have 3 beats of 8th notes, 1 beat of 16ths, then back to 8ths, even though they look different, and then a roll, a beat of 30 seconds. So twice as many as over here. All right. So while this beat isn't super hip or anything, you probably recognize that kind of a sound is super popular in hip hop production these days. So what I'm going to do now is just a little demo of what this sounds like to even put in 64ths. Okay, so that's so small. You just gotta be careful and go back and double check by highlighting. All right, so that gets you, nothing super cool again about the beat itself, but the technique is there. And it's not exclusive to hi-hats by any means. So if I wanted to, which I guess I do, for no particularly good reason, I'm going to draw in a real quick little snare roll. And I'm going to do something else, which is, I think you can do this with the pencil, draw in or have the velocity of this fill or this roll get louder as it gets to the main drum hit. So you can see the shades of blue. Alright, so just a couple things thrown in there for fun. I think that is the video.